All right, so we're back for another deep dive, and today we're going to be talking about Christian McCaffrey.
All right, CMC.
CMC, that's right.
That's right.
NFL star.
One of the greats.
Yeah, and we're going to be going through his Wikipedia article today. We're going to be looking at, what makes him so special.
Absolutely.
His impact on the game, some of those incredible records that he set.
Yes.
And of course, we have to talk about the McCaffrey family.
Yeah, can't leave that out.
It's like a football dynasty. Yeah, so let's just jump right in. So, I mean, even back in high school, you could see like the signs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of what he was going to become in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, 141 total touchdowns in high school.
141.
That's unheard of. Like, where'd you even see that?
And it wasn't just, as a running back, which is what we know him for now. He was playing wide receiver, cornerback, even punter.
Yeah, he was doing it all back then.
Yeah.
All-around athlete.
Yeah. And then on top of that, let's not forget, like, track and field.
Well, right.
Standout sprinter.
Explains the speed, right?
Explains the speed, yeah, that blazing speed that we see on the field. And then, of course, he goes to Stanford, following his dad's footsteps.
Yeah, big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And he did it, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Stanford is where he really kind of, like, exploded, right?
Oh, yeah.
Onto the national scene. And his sophomore year, 2015, I mean, that was just, like, a turning point.
A turning point, absolutely. Yeah. Breaking records left and right.
I mean, he breaks Barry Sanders' NCAA all-purpose yards record, and it's not even close.
He shattered it, yeah. Shattered it.
By over 600 yards.
Over 600 yards. That's insane.
It's crazy. Barry Sanders, I mean, just to even be mentioned in the same breath as a legend like that.
Yeah, right? What an accomplishment.
And to break one of his records, I mean, come on.
Talk about making a statement.
Yeah. And we should probably, like, explain for people, like, what all-purpose yards actually means, right?
Right, because it's not just rushing yards. It's
everything.
It's receiving, it's kick returns, punt returns, like any way you can get yardage.
Yeah. So that just shows you how dangerous he was, like with the ball in his hand.
Exactly. No matter how he got it.
It didn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He's making plays.
And it wasn't just that one record. I mean, he was like rewriting the Stanford record books.
Yeah. I mean, first Stanford player ever to rush for 2,000 yards in a season, setting school records, Rose Bowl records for all-purpose yards, consensus All-American, and almost won the Heisman.
Yeah. Came in second.
Second place, which is still incredible.
Which is still amazing. But, it's not just about, like, individual records. Right?
No, it's about the impact on the team.
Yeah, it's about how he, like, completely changed the momentum of games,
Yeah, like a spark plug.
Spark plug, that's a good word for it.
Yeah, that's him. Electrifying.
Yeah. And that's what I think, caught the eye of NFL scouts.
Oh, absolutely.
Fast forward to the 2017 draft, and the Carolina Panthers pick him 8th overall.
Yeah. Pretty high for a running back these days.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And you have to wonder, did that create any pressure on him?
I mean, you're drafted that high, there's always pressure.
Right.
Especially when you've got Leonard Fournette, who is considered, more of that traditional power back, drafted right before him.
Right, yeah. Did people, like, doubt whether McCaffrey could be, like, an every down player?
Oh, there were definitely questions. His size, whether his game would translate to the NFL. But the Panthers, they saw something special, I mean, $17.2 million rookie contract. That's not just a vote of confidence. That's a statement.
Yeah, they were betting on him.
They were betting on him, absolutely.
And, I mean, he did have a pretty impressive rookie season.
Oh, for sure.
Broke the Panthers' rookie record for receptions, which, I mean, that showed right away that he wasn't just a runner.
Yeah, he was a weapon in the passing game, too.
Yeah, and plus they made it to the playoffs that year.
Yeah. Signs of things to come, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's jump ahead to 2018.
Okay.
This is when he really starts, like, turning heads.
Ah, yeah.
Breaks Matt Forte's record for receptions by a running back.
Now, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Because for people who don't follow football closely, breaking a receiving record as a running back, that's huge.
It's unheard of, pretty much.
It goes against, like, the traditional role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most running backs are focused on running between the tackles, wearing down the defense.
Right.
But McCaffrey, he's doing that. And he's lining up as a receiver, running routes, catching passes all over the field.
It's amazing.
Changing the game.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then, like, on top of that, he becomes only the third player in NFL history,
Come on.
alongside Walter Payton and Gale Sayers,
Legends.
to have 50 or more rushing, receiving, and passing yards
In one game.
in a single game.
That's, I mean, that just shows you the versatility, right? It's not just about stats. It's about how he changes the way defenses have to approach the game.
Yeah, you don't know what he's going to do.
You can't predict him.
Okay. And then came 2019, which, I mean, this was just a historic season.
Historic, yeah.
He joins that elite club of Roger Craig and Marshall Faulk, becoming only the third player in NFL history
Think about that. Only 3 players.
to achieve 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in the same season.
Incredible.
I mean, that's legendary company.
It really is. Speaks volumes about his ability to dominate both aspects of the game.
It really does. And I mean, he led the league in scrimmage yards and touchdowns that season.
Like, he was unstoppable.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch. But then a couple years later, in 2022, comes the trade to the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, that was a big one.
I mean, the Panthers were going through a rebuild, right?
Right.
And the 49ers were looking for that missing piece to, like, put them over the top.
Make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah. So it's kind of a win-win, I guess, for both teams.
It seemed like it, yeah.
But it was a big change for McCaffrey.
Big change. New team, new system.
Yeah. I mean, how is he going to fit in with a team that already had, like, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk?
I know, right? Talk about offensive firepower.
Yeah, they weren't lacking in weapons.
Not at all. But the 49ers, they didn't just need another playmaker. They needed someone who could, like, elevate their entire offense.
Right. Someone who could create mismatches.
Exactly. Open up opportunities for everybody else.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey, he was that guy.
He brought that to the table.
Absolutely. And he made an impact right away.
Oh, yeah. Immediately. I mean, first season with the 49ers, he does something pretty remarkable.
Pretty remarkable, yeah. Becomes the first 49ers running back to have a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown in the same game.
In the same game, yeah.
And get this, only the 4th player since the 1970 merger to do that.
Wow, that's some pretty elite company right there.
It's a rare club to be a part of.
Yeah. And he even earned, like, NFC Offensive Player of the Week honors that season.
Yeah, he was on fire.
And let's not forget, I mean, he helped lead them all the way to Super Bowl 58.
Super Bowl appearance, yeah. Didn't end the way they wanted.
Yeah, didn't get the win, but still.
But still.
I mean, to get there, you know?
Absolutely.
Big accomplishment.
And his contribution, you can't deny it.
Yeah. I mean, that fumble in the Super Bowl, that was a tough moment.
Yeah, tough way to end it.
But it doesn't, like, diminish everything else he did that season, you know?
No, not
Just prove that he could thrive in a new system.
Totally. And elevate the play of everyone around him.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He makes everyone better.
Okay. And then comes 2023, arguably his most impressive season yet.
Most impressive, I think so.
Leads the league in rushing yards, touches, scrimmage yards, and touchdowns.
That's domination right there.
Like a masterclass in offensive football.
It really was. I mean, to lead the league in all those categories.
Yeah.
Shows you how versatile, how impactful he was.
And it earned him, you know, well-deserved Offensive Player of the Year award.
Couldn't argue with that.
No. And then, on top of all that, breaks Jerry Rice's 49ers franchise record for most consecutive games with a touchdown. 17 games straight.
Jerry Rice. Come on, we're talking about one of the greatest of all time.
The greatest. To break one of his records, that's incredible.
The statement, you know?
Mm.
Says a lot about his consistency, his scoring ability.
Absolutely. Okay, but let's take a step back for a second and talk about the McCaffrey family. It's like a football dynasty.
It really is. I mean, his father, Ed, successful NFL career.
Yeah.
Mostly with the Broncos.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Then you've got his brothers, Max, Dylan, and Luke, all playing football.
Yeah. And his uncle, Billy, was a standout college basketball player.
It's in the genes.
It makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
Like, growing up in that environment, how does that shape an athlete?
It has to have an impact, right? I mean, the support system, the knowledge, the competitive spirit.
Yeah. And it's not just football either.
Oh, right, right.
His grandfather, Dave Sime, was an Olympic sprinter.
Olympic sprinter, wow.
Yeah. So those speed genes definitely run in the family.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. And, of course, we can't leave out the ultimate achievement for any football player. McCaffrey becoming the cover athlete for Madden NFL 25.
Madden cover. That's the dream.
That's the dream, right? It's like, you made it.
You made it. You're a legend.
Yeah. And it really, like, cements his status, I think, as one of the biggest names in the game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, puts him in a lineage of some of the greatest to ever play the game.
Yeah. And it's a huge honor.
Huge honor.
But I think, you know, beyond all the achievements and the accolades, there's something about McCaffrey that goes beyond the stats. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's that relentless drive, that refusal to be defined by any one position or role.
Like, he's always evolving.
Constantly evolving.
And the boundary.
And it's inspiring, you know? Especially for young players coming up. He's setting a new standard for what a modern running back can be.
It's a new era of running backs, And he's leading the way.
And he's only 28. I mean, plenty of great running backs have played well into their 30s.
Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of good years left.
So what do you think? What's the next chapter for him? Like, does he chase more records? Does he prioritize winning that Super Bowl, even if it means changing teams again?
It's tough to say,
Mm-hmm.
but he's already achieved a level of success that most players can only dream of.
That's true.
So maybe his focus shifts to something less tangible, something beyond individual achievements.
What do you mean, like building a lasting legacy?
Exactly. Cementing his place as one of the all-time greats. He could become a leader, a mentor to younger players, maybe even use his platform to advocate for causes he believes in.
That's an interesting thought.
The possibilities are endless.
It's easy to get caught up in the stats and the awards, but at the end of the day, it's about the impact you have.
It's about leaving a mark on the game.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today, from high school to his record-breaking college career to his evolution as an NFL superstar. I mean, we've seen how Christian McCaffrey has defied expectations and really redefined the running back position.
He is one of a kind.
But as always, there's more to the story.
Remember earlier we were talking about how some people doubted if he could be an every down back in the NFL.
Right.
They said he was too small, too focused on receiving.
Like he was more of a specialist,
Yeah.
not a true workhorse.
Right. And he's proved them wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a machine.
he is.
Led the league in touches, scrimmage yards, broke records for receptions.
Yeah.
It just shows you, like, hard work, defying expectations, anything is possible.
It really is inspiring, especially for young players coming up.
Yeah.
He's like setting a new standard for what a running back can be.
Absolutely. It's a new era for running backs.
And he's only 28.
Still young?
Plenty of great running backs have played well into their 30s.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot left in the tank.
So what do you think? What's next for him? Does he chase more records? Does he focus on winning that Super Bowl, even if it means changing teams again?
I don't know. It's tough to say. But, I mean, he's already achieved so much.
He has.
Like, a level of success most players only dream of. So maybe he sets his sights on something even bigger.
Something bigger than a Super Bowl. I'm intrigued.
What if he uses his influence to, like, change the game itself, advocate for how running backs are valued, how they're used?
Wow, that's a really interesting thought.
I mean, he's already redefining the position, right?
Right.
But imagine if he takes it a step further.
He could be a voice for a whole new generation of running backs coming into the league.
Exactly. It's not about his own career anymore. It's about shaping the future of the position.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of CMC, what's the big takeaway for our listeners today?
Don't just focus on the highlights. Look at the evolution, how he's adapted his game over the years, how he's responded to setbacks, what drives him beyond the records. I mean, these are the things that reveal the true essence of an athlete.
Yeah, and I think, the biggest question of all, what will his legacy be?
Right.
Will it be the records, the championships, or something even more profound?
Something that changes the game forever. We get to watch this story unfold. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's journey, it's far from over.
Absolutely not.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
All right, well, on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the future of CMC. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll be back next week with another fascinating topic to explore. Until then, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep